All right, welcome back to another Lab Wednesday workshop. My name is Ms. Tucker, and I'm one of our Ed Associates of College and Career Readiness at Paul Laurence Dunbar High School and with the district. And today we are going to go on a virtual college tour of Morgan State University. We're going to go over, here's some goals that we have. We're going to go over the term of what an HBCU is. We're going to look at where some HBCUs are located in the state of Maryland. We're going to talk more about what this term of college fit means and what it means to be comfortable at a college of your choice. We're going to view Morgan's campus, and we're going to learn a little bit more about what Morgan has to offer to its students and prospective applicants. So what is an HBCU? An HBCU stands for Historically Black College or University, and HBCUs were designed to educate Black Americans at a time when schools were segregated. Although any student can attend an HBCU, most students that do attend HBCUs are Black American. And just so you know, the Higher Education Act of 1965, as amended, defines an HBCU as any historical Black college or university that was established prior to 1964, whose principal mission was and is the education of Black Americans, and that is accredited by a nationally recognized accrediting agency or association determined by the Secretary of Education, okay? So that's just some extra information for you. And in the state of Maryland, we have 4 HBCUs. You might have heard of Bowie State University, located in Bowie, Maryland, Coppin State University, which is located in Baltimore, Maryland, Morgan State University, we all know is located in Baltimore, Maryland, and University of Maryland Eastern Shore, which is in Princess Anne County, I believe. So how do you decide which school is right for you? That's what this term of college fit is all about. College fit is how well a college meets a student's academic, social, and financial needs. So is a school something that's affordable to me or for me? Will I be able to succeed in my classes? Do they have large class sizes or small ones? Will I be on an island by myself most of the time, or will I be able to study in larger groups? Will I be able to go out into the city, or is it a small college town? Those are the types of questions that you want to ask yourself to determine if a college fit is right for me. And HBCU falls into that conversation as well, because when we talk about racial diversity and culture and things like that, those are things that you want to look at as well. For instance, I went to Howard University, located in Washington, D.C., and a lot of people assume, oh, it's not diverse, everyone there is Black. That's not true. They're quite a few different nationalities and cultures and ethnicities that are represented on an HBCU campus, just like any other college or university, okay? So these are some of the questions that you want to look at to determine if a college or university is right for you. Can I pursue my passions at this school? Do they have the major that I'm interested in? So if you're interested in majoring in something like nursing, and they don't have a nursing major, anything that's relatively close, that might not be the best choice for you. What is the student to teacher ratio? Are the classes large? Are they small? Are you comfortable with the geographic location? Some students don't want to go to colleges that are super far away from home. They might miss their family, or they might want to be around more familiar people. Do you want to attend college where the majority of the students and faculty look like you? Going back to our HBCU conversation, some students who choose to attend an HBCU want to be around people who represent them culturally, ethnically, racially, things like that. And what kind of people do you like to be around? Artsy, business-minded, military-minded, political, technical people. And then lastly, can you attend the school without needing large amounts of student loans, which is huge, okay? So we are going to view a promo video from Morgan State University to kick us off. I think you guys will really enjoy, so let's get started. Hope you enjoyed that little tidbit about Morgan State University. I think that's a phenomenal video. Inspires a lot of people to want to look more into the university. So now we're going to think about questions that we discussed in the last slide. We're going to take a virtual tour of Morgan State University. So if you're interested in attending Morgan, the application deadline is February 15th, which is coming up any day now. So if you need some help with the application, applying, you have questions about the procedure, you can contact your school guidance counselor, or at the end of this presentation, I'll have my contact information and my colleague, Ms. Inez Ford, and you can send us an email at any time. Just letting you know, again, the alert is February 15th. Today is February the 3rd. Yep, I'm correct. So we have about 12 days to get on it, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and take a tour of Morgan State University. This is actually a student-led interactive virtual tour. It's led by a Morgan student, and we're going to take the tour via a website called UVisit. If you're not very familiar with UVisit, it is a online college tour website. So you can tour literally hundreds of colleges and universities across the country without having to go anywhere. So it's really, really cool. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so this is part of Morgan's campus. I don't know if they refer to this as, sorry. Okay, so I don't know if this is like referred to as the yard or whatever, but you can see students are sitting out here. You have all of the academic buildings, so it's very easy and quick to get to a lot of your classes. Okay, it's a very beautiful campus. So now we're going to move on to the Carl J. Murphy Fine Arts Center. Okay, so you can see here that Morgan offers a wide array of fine arts, majors and opportunities. Here you have the James E. Lewis Museum of Art, which is really cool. This is a beautiful museum that's located within one university. I'm very impressed. Here it looks like they have the Morgan State University Choir. It's very huge. And they even have like an orchestra. It's beautiful. This is the outside of the center. You can see a student here who's doing some sort of research or work in the James E. Lewis Museum of Art. You can see students in the art studio if you're interested in art. And then lastly, I thought this was really cool. You can see a student who's speaking with her professor. So when it comes down to the personability, if that's a word we can use, or the relationships that you can have with your professors, this picture goes to show that there's an opportunity to really sit down and to study your craft very well while being able to have conversations and learn from your professors closely. Okay, so now we're going to move on to something that all students want to know about, which are the residence halls. So how's res life? Let's see. Okay, so this is one of their residence halls here. I'm going to look at some pictures. This is the Cummings house. This is really cool. They even give you an interactive tour of inside the dorm. So just a rule of thumb, in most dorm rooms, you're going to have a double, which means that you'll have a roommate. So you can see the 2 beds are here. Sometimes you might even have what's called a triple. At Howard, we had a couple of triples and I think 1 quad room. Or if you are interested in staying in a room alone, you'd have a single, which costs a little bit more typically. And it falls under your room and board. So you can see here that there's enough room for a television. They have a printer here. You have like all your posters and dry erase boards, and they give you a dresser or drawers. And there's plenty of space for you to add your own things, and they usually come with a desk. I'm not quite sure about this particular residence hall. Some halls or some res halls have the bathrooms inside of the suites, and some of them have one large bathroom and shower for the entire floor. That's something you'd have to talk to your res life director about. Okay, so, I think there are more. I know you guys probably want to see more. Okay, so this is the outside of the Clarence W. Blount Residence Hall. You can see students moving in. That's an exciting day. These look like the RAs, the residence assistants. And just another thing to know about that, if you choose to become an RA, you'll be responsible for all of the people that live on that floor and just making sure that people are okay, answering questions, and everybody is accountable. And that will also pay for your housing. Freshmen are not eligible to be RAs in most cases, but once you get to about your sophomore, junior, definitely your senior year, you'll be eligible for that opportunity. So that's just something to look out for as well. Here's the outside of the building. So you can see that there are a lot of dorms here, a lot of opportunities to connect with people on your floor, or even just in the building. Okay. Awesome. And a lot of residence halls are going to have dining halls in the residence halls as well. Okay. Now we're going to move on to campus dining. So let's go inside and see a little bit more. So this is, they don't have the panoramic view, but you can see that this is how the inside of one of the dining halls looks like. This looks like an area where you probably would just like sit down with a friend and have coffee or enjoy your breakfast. The dining hall that we saw in the last picture at the other dorm is more typical of a traditional dining hall space. But this is what the Howard P. Rawlings Residence and Dining Hall looks like. So now we're going to move over to the Morgan Business Center. Okay, so this is the Earl Graves School of Business. If you're not very familiar with Earl Graves, he was a wonderful, extraordinary businessman. He's also the owner, founder of Black Enterprise. So this is the School of Business here. Let me get this out of the way. You can see it's very beautiful, lavish. They have a lot of majors and opportunities when it comes to the business fields. And it's also pretty new. So if you pass by, if you're familiar with Northeast Baltimore, it's right off of Hillen. You pass that really tall building. This is the building that we're looking at here, the Graves School of Business. So this is the inside of one of their classrooms, the Capital Markets Lab, where you probably learn a little bit about the stock market. And they even have a hotel room, which is really cool. Isn't that very interesting? So this is not a dorm. They have a hotel within the Graves School of Business. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, I encourage you to look because it's a very incredible program. And I know a lot of people who are in the Graves School of Business who really have a lot of great things to say about the program. Now we're going to move on to the Martin D. Jenkins Hall. Awesome. So this is also inside of the lobby of the Martin D. Jenkins Hall of Behavioral Sciences. So you might have majors like psychology in this building or sociology, anthropology. Again, this is a very lovely, beautiful building. Okay. We have a few more. So we're going to visit next the University Memorial Chapel. Awesome. So this is the University Memorial Chapel. If you are a member of a faith community or you'd be interested in going to chapel here on Sundays, this is where you'll be. And this building is also located off of that Hillen Street. Next, we're going to go to the Talmadge L. Hill Fieldhouse before we round out our tour today. Awesome. So the Talmadge L. Fieldhouse, or Hill, excuse me, Fieldhouse. In other words, it's their gym. So we're going to take a couple of looks at photos before we end today. So you can see here's the women's volleyball team. And they had another photo. Oh, I think it's actually a video of Morgan State's Before I Let Go challenge. So if we can take a look at that, let's see what they've got going on. Oh man, that was amazing. That was super fun. That was incredible. That made me really happy. So that was the Before I Let Go challenge from Morgan State University. And that rounds us out perfectly because we're going to end at the University Student Center, which is right across from the gym. So let's take a look inside before we round out for any questions. Awesome. So this is the University Bookstore in partnership with Barnes and Noble. So you can see it's a very expansive college bookstore. You can get t-shirts, hoodies, of course, your books for class, and much, much more, snacks and all that kind of great stuff. So in addition to that, the Student Center, there's like a picture of like history. Oh, this is amazing. The history, original reads, drugstore, lunch counter stools. So this is, speaking of Black History Month, history about Morgan's place in the Civil Rights Movement, which is amazing. I'll have to take a look at that next time I'm there, from 1947 to 1963. Lastly, we'll listen to a few videos from students. And you just see students enjoying themselves and having fun. One more thing, and then we are done, is the Earl S. Richardson Library. I know I said we'd stop at the University Center, but while we're on it, why not? All right, so I'm going to go back over to our presentation as we close out. I don't believe I have anyone for questions, but like I said, if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or Ms. Ford. We're here to help in your college and career success and journey. My email is amtucker@bcps.k12.md.us. Ms. Ford's email is iford@bcps.k12.md.us. And my college and career Instagram is available for students for scholarship opportunities and information about different programs and colleges is at Hey Miss Tucker CCR. That's Hey with 2 Y's. Again, that's at Hey, Miss Tucker, CCR with two eyes. I really hope that you enjoyed the tour today. I enjoyed it immensely, even though I've been to Morgan plenty of times. But it was just really good to learn new facts and information about the university and see all that they have to offer to our incredible students. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out, and I will see you guys for our next Lab Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye.